There we go.
Okay, here we have the CharterOak SLC1, which is an all-discrete compressor that we make. It has no integrated circuits, no vacuum tubes, and no photo-optical devices. The compressor works on a different operating principle than most compressors. What we've done is we've given the storage capacitors a parabolic charge curve so that the unit will only ever release to what it senses is the constantly changing average. The result of this is that it will never pump, gasp, or distort, no matter what. Another positive dividend of that is that it doesn't roll off your top end. Even if you're doing 20 dBs of gain reduction, the unit is only down a dB and a half or so up at 30 kilohertz. So the unit is very, very smooth and very transparent. It's intended for total transparency. If you want a distortion or an effects box, this is not what you want. This is a great compressor to strap across your mix bus. It's very fast. The fastest attack time being 100 microseconds. What we can do is go through the parameters of adjustment here. As you can see, we have input and output controls, exactly like most compressors. The input and output controls remain constantly variable and independent all the time, even in stereo or dual mode. You see we have a static threshold control. This is a unique feature in that it gives you a constantly variable knee control. As you see, if I lower the control voltage, we'll see the needle go above 0. This is creating the potential for more swing in the control circuit, giving us a very hard knee. Alternatively, I can raise the control voltage. The result of that is the needle falling below 0. Now what we're doing is we're shrinking the distance between peak gain reduction and the average, which is creating the potential for less swing in the control circuit, giving us a much softer knee. So the end result here is a constantly variable knee control, which is very, very creative control at the end of the mix. Now what we suggest that the end user do is to calibrate this firstly for 0 VU or 2.9 volts, process your mix. If you're working on very staccato program material, you may find that you want a very hard knee, in which case you would raise the needle above 0, give yourself more swing in the control circuit, and you have a hard knee. If you're working on very legato program material, you might want the opposite. You might want to then shrink the distance between peak gain reduction and average and give yourself a soft knee. The other controls are as follows. You have dynamic threshold, which is, you know, the typical threshold control you see on most compressors. You have attack, release, slope, 1:1 to 20:1, and then output. When the unit is in stereo, these 5 knobs on channel 1 control the entire unit. However, the control signal is derived from both channel sums, which is very important. This way the detector is, you know, able to be set off by anything that happens in either channel, rather than being just triggered by the first channel, which we see in some designs. Okay? So these 5 controls control the entire unit when it's in stereo. In dual mode, you can use the unit to, as 2 independent channels. You might have vocals and bass or guitar and woodwinds or whatever. And in that case, we give you a meter status switch showing you, what the activity, gain reduction activity on both channels. Now, the unit does come with detented potentiometers as a special order, and this next generation of the unit comes with a hard bypass as a special order, which works with 4 24-volt relays. So it's a true bypass, meaning that the signal goes in the output jacks and straight out the output jacks without seeing any of the electronics, the amplifier section or transformers. This unit, although it's very transparent, there's quite a lot of coloration, so you need to have a true bypass in order to really evaluate what you're doing as you're processing your program material. There we have it, the SLC1.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.